creating art?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were creating air.
Riley, when you're done, show us the Mona Lisa you have created.
Oh, I will. Believe.
Oh, are you creating what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Huh?
phenomenal.
Oh, I was not paying a ton of attention to that conversation.
That's alright.
That's okay. Anyway, welcome everyone to the Brunch of Idiots. I am RJ. I almost started this off like my like my YouTube.
Like
I keep doing that. I'm RJ. I'm the ghost. And I am joined with the Sasquatch Riley
Hi, how are ya?
and the Axolotl J.
Hello.
And if you've joined us before, oh, and I'm so sorry. Happy brunch to Varna, Bulgaria.
Happy brunch, Varna. Rhymes with Klarna. They have
Happy
no
brunch,
money.
Varna.
If you're new here, hello. If you're not new here, you may notice that we're a man down. Aiden is not feeling well, so he will not be joining us.
Bummer.
Yeah. So as such, I thought we could kind of do like a bit of a freestyle episode. We don't really have a topic because it was definitely planned out, and not that I forgot that it was my week and didn't have anything planned. So we're going to be discussing what's on your mind. So kind of, I guess, just like a bit of an insight into our daily workings or current. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I just saw that
Wait,
update.
Oh,
It's in
there.
Riverside.
No, the E33 is infecting Riley now, too.
Riley's now French.
Yes.
Anyway, so one of the
Outrageously
things I
so.
wanted to. Huh?
Outrageously French.
Outrageously French.
Outrageously French is a sentence.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
How does one be outrageously anything?
Well, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
If somebody does or like acts in such a way that it causes other people to become outraged, then they are outrageously whatever they're doing or are, right? So I am outrageously Texan to other Americans when I am outside our state.
Wait, is that
No.
like an actual thing? Like you make people mad with how Texan you are?
Yeah.
That's
I don't think I've ever
Wild.
heard of that.
I've never had this happen. I've never had anyone go, "Oh my gosh, Jay, you're so Texan." Meanwhile, I'm in Pennsylvania. Like,
That's I'm not gonna nope. Mm-mm.
no,
Be
please,
nice.
go on. I can take it.
That's because you do not sound very Texan, Jay.
It's because my parents are both from up north.
Yeah.
So are mine.
And
Well, yeah. Well, and you
Wait.
have also never had this issue, have you?
And technically, I am also from the north.
Yeah.
But
Who in here has had this issue? Now, you may not think I sound very Texan in the podcast. However, I use a lot of Texan isms. Like a lot.
Texas-tisms.
Yeah, some Texas-tisms. And I know a lot about Texas state history. More than a normal person probably does. So, and I'm not shy about sharing it. So I am a little outrageously Texan.
The more you know.
Yeah.
And now you get to be outrageously French.
Actually, just being French is outrageous enough.
I agree.
I took French in high school
Why
Where'd
did
you
you
take it?
take French in high school?
because my parents wanted me to take Spanish.
That
What opposite problems we have. I wanted to learn Spanish, and my parents made me learn Arabic and Latin. And
See, I would have loved to have taken Latin, but our school stopped offering it by the time I would have been able to take it.
It's a dead language. You don't need it. The only thing you need
Yeah.
Latin for is to better understand like other languages.
Or the
Well,
legal system.
I wanted to know Latin for scientific names of things. Because my plan
That's-
was to be a scientist.
That my plan was to be a scientist. I'm going to enact science.
The only science I do is social science now. Make of that what you will.
My plan was to be a social scientist, technically.
I didn't really have a plan. Here I am.
Yeah, here we are.
My
College
plans changed.
dropouts.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the only academically successful one isn't here. It's just the dropouts. Should we call this the dropout hours?
Drop
That
out.
would be really funny. I mean, technically, I do have 2 associate's degrees.
I have a
Alright,
high
get
school
out.
diploma.
I have a high school diploma. I don't think I've ever seen my diploma. I keep it real with you.
Did we actually get one?
I'm sure my mom has one somewhere. Probably, maybe.
Because
But no,
I
when we
never saw mine.
no, yeah, the one that we got there was just a piece of paper. They had all the stuff like mailed out supposedly.
Supposedly.
For context for the listeners, Riley and I were in the same graduating class. We graduated together.
It was painful. Not the
In
fact
fact-
that we graduated together, but our graduating class was.
Of the 4 regulars, I'm the only one that didn't graduate with them.
Well, Aiden didn't either. He would have, but he was a year behind us
Mhm.
I forgot about that.
because he's younger.
I
so-
forgot.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to graduate with us either.
No,
Nope.
I'm quite a bit younger than y'all.
Yeah.
In
Speaking
fact-
of graduating, by
Yeah.
the way, I'm. Well, you were talking about this the other night. Now that we're talking about this, it's making me mad again. I'm still mad that my senior trip was awful. I'm going to stop here, and you can comment your guesses as to what our senior trip was,
Yes.
and I guarantee you will not guess it.
It was so bad.
Our senior trip was going to a Texas Rangers baseball game and an all-you-can-eat hot dog buffet.
And when we say all you can eat hot dog buffet, the hot dog buffet did not have any toppings. It was boiled weenies and slightly microwaved buns.
Yeah. Yep. And I say
Oh.
buffet lightly. It was just like a thing
It's like
of
a tub.
yeah.
See,
Eh,
I love the Rangers as much as the next non-baseball enjoying Texan, but like that sounds horrible.
and the
was
worst
so
part
bad.
was I actually would have enjoyed it if the seats were decent,
Uh-huh.
but they weren't. They were like this weird like where were we sitting? Was it like third base or something?
Something like that. And up in the nosebleeds, too.
Yeah, it was like a nosebleed seats on like one of the.
Oh.
It was either first or third base, or something like that. I don't remember, but they weren't even like good seats. And like, I actually kind of like going to baseball games sometimes as like a social thing. I don't really
Mhm.
care much for baseball, so that made it, I guess, a little bit more. But it was like it was supposed to be our senior trip, you know. And we just like watched a sports team that I don't care about and ate, you know, awful hot dogs, awful bland hot dogs, and yeah.
It was bad enough, right? To where my mom heard that was the senior trip. And she saw what went on via pictures because I sent pictures to her. And that night she booked myself and her a trip to New Orleans because she was like, I will not let this. You are already not a normal child. You are going to get some sort of normal high school experience, even if this in and of itself isn't normal. I need to make up for the fact that we paid money to do that.
Yeah. Yep. And my dad did something kind of similar too, except he flew me out with me to California So we went to an airsoft convention that I'd always wanted to go to. So we went there and then went to like Six Flags, Magic Mountain, and that was pretty cool. That was my first time flying too. But yeah, and I got I had to get patted down by TSA.
Is it because you're ethnically ambiguous?
That might have had something to do with it, but no, it was
Wild.
Have I never told you this story before?
No.
Oh, so sorry, I'm a giggly mess right now thinking about this. So I had just gotten my driver's license. So like the night before, like I had just gotten it, and then we flew to California the next day. And so I still had my my paper temporary driver's license instead of the physical one because obviously they have to mail that to you. And so apparently the airport wouldn't accept that. Also because I was a minor and was flying with a strange Mexican man.
You look exactly like your dad. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, so we were standing there in security, and they like had to go like ask someone who had to go and ask someone who eventually had to get a supervisor. The supervisor comes over and is like, yeah, so we can let you fly, but we have to pat you down. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, just because we have to. I was like, okay. So they violated me at the ripe age of what, like 18, 17?
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was detained once.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't pat me down for that, so I don't... You just got really unlucky.
It's because you're white, Jay.
That's fair.
I'm
ridiculously
got in trouble
white.
with the TSA once.
How'd you manage that?
I forgot I had a knife in my pocket.
That was going to be my guess, honestly.
Yeah. And they were like, you can't travel with that. And I'm like, but it's my knife. Because I was like 16. And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, well, can I get it back when I come back? And they were like, no.
But it's my favorite knife.
It was one of my favorites. I lost it to the TSA. That's not as bad as my grandpa, who got caught with a gun in his luggage.
I was about to say, there are people who like accidentally forget their guns when they go to the airport. And personally, right, I'm not a super forgetful person, but I forget things sometimes, right? How do you forget you have a gun when you go to the airport? That's like...
It happens when you have a lot of them.
And you get way too comfortable with it in your pants.
Well...
Oh, sorry about that. Don't mind this.
His was in a hidden compartment
vest
in his luggage.
You
And the
what?
thing is... Well, okay. So being in the cattle business, believe it or not, is actually kind of dangerous when you get to a certain point. And so my grandpa had done a bunch of traveling between America and Mexico in order to, you know, do cattle dealing. And
dealing?
Yes. Cattle dealing.
It's like
cattle plug.
He is a cattle plug. He was essentially a cattle plug. He was the chair of the American Angus Association and the American Brahmin Association. So he was big in cattle internationally. And that was a problem in some places. So when he was driving between America and Mexico, you know, at the time, it wasn't really a problem to have it in his luggage for safety reasons. However, he used that same luggage when flying, I can't remember if it was to the Philippines or Ethiopia. Also for cattle. And he was flying with some bigwig in his private jet. And so they went through a different level of security. They found my grandpa's gun. And that is a federal crime. BT dubs. And he could have done actual jail time with it, but big rich dude that he was traveling with was really impatient and basically paid the TSA off.
Oh
And
my!
the TSA
Should we
just
be
took...
saying this?
Huh?
So should we be saying this? Is
Yeah,
this
he'd tell the same story.
okay?
And they took his gun, and he never
Well,
saw that gun again.
yeah.
But yeah, that's... My grandpa almost went to jail because he forgot he had a gun in his suitcase.
Oh my god, so funny.
I love my grandpa.
Wild.
He's such a weird guy.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Were you there the time that I managed to convince security to let me get a monkey fist meteor hammer through security into the park?
At Six Flags?
Yeah.
That is funny. I
Yeah.
might have been.
Because I had one, right? Because
Yeah.
I went through a bit of a phase where I would do like paracord crafting and making monkey fists, and I had one that I carried around like on my belt loop.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, and it was pretty long. I mean, it was like what, like maybe like 3 or 4 feet. So you could use it as a meteor hammer, right? So it was technically a weapon, and at the time, I genuinely had forgotten it. Right, I forgot that I had it because it was just kind of a part of my like daily carry at that point. But I had it fashioned around my wrist as a bracelet, and basically, as I was going through security, one of the security personnel was, obviously like, searched my stuff and saw it, and they were like, I don't think you're allowed to take that. And I was like, it's just a bracelet. It's just a bracelet. And yeah, again, they kind of had to bring a supervisor over or whatever, and he did not care. He was just like, just whatever. So,
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Six Flags.
and keep in
Wild.
mind, right? Like, I didn't do anything with it. Like, I would
Yeah.
never hurt anyone. But like, I just think it's funny because, I mean, don't get me started at Six Flags. They've gotten so much worse. They've always been pretty ghetto, but like they've gotten so much worse. And it's just kind of funny to see it devolve. I mean, during the pandemic, well, not during the pandemic, but can we? I'm just gonna say that word. I don't care. But right after that, when they just opened up, obviously they had the like COVID stations,
Yep.
where you would like just like check your temperature and whatever, and they basically had like the really like freaky looking like biohazard tunnels or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get into the park, right, and everyone's like required to be wearing these masks. And by the way, keep in mind, none of this is a reflection of anyone's view of masking or whatever, but everyone was required to be wearing the masks at the time, so everyone had them going into the park. And then you get into the park and like everyone is just taking their masks off, or they'd be like wearing them like below their nose, like just over their mouth. And I'm just sitting there, and keep in mind, I was basically locked in my house because I was like on like lockdown for the whole period. So this was like one of my first like public outings since lockdown. Come out, and just everyone's just not caring. I'm like, so what's the point then?
That's exactly how I felt about the dentist during lockdown.
Oh yeah, did you have to go to the dentist during the pandemic?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me go to hang out with my friends, but they would force me to go to the dentist.
Oh, yeah, the dentist where everyone is at some point going to be forced to have their mouth open and be breathing all over everyone within a close proximity. Yeah, that makes sense, but not your friends who are also on lockdown. Okay.
That's so wild.
Yeah. But I don't remember where that was going, but it was a very interesting time. It's very interesting. What's the word for like de-evolving?
Devolution?
Is that a word? Yeah, devolution, I guess. It sounds weird. The devil revolution.
Isn't it just Yeah,
I think it's
dude.
devolution.
While we're
Yeah.
somewhat on the topic of lockdown and senior trips, I didn't get one.
Oh yes, I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
That's so. I think
forget.
that's part of why that whole conversation came up the other night in the first place. Is I had offhandedly mentioned I didn't get one because 2 years in a row
think
I was
so.
supposed to go to Ireland and it got canceled twice. And then of course after the year after I graduate, like lockdown, like stopped. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep. And I went to I had a more normal high school experience. I wouldn't call it normal because it was a charter school, not a public school.
Was it tartar school?
Charter.
Tartar school.
Like tartar sauce? Like for
Yeah.
fish?
No. I'm not that one weird musician from Mashal.
Margaret Macaron.
That one. That's the one.
Yes.
No,
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I love
having
Margaret.
some shrimp with my tartar sauce.
Dip.
My
Good show.
my
great show.
dad's dad could not say the word shrimp, so he always said swimps.
Swimps.
What?
For some reason, it was always swimp. Swimp. So every time I
Wild.
hear shrimp, that's what I hear.
Is he by any
Swimp.
chance Mike Tyson?
No. He was just some liquor licenser. Just a dude.
Just a dude that had a speech impediment.
Just for shrimp, though. Like, he could speak normally.
He had a shrimp impediment.
Swim. Oh, Lord
Isn't
have
that just
mercy.
called an allergy?
That which impedes you from eating shrimp. Yes. A shrimp impediment.
That would be so funny if there was an actual like word. It's like, you know, there's like some words and you're like, why is there like a word for this? It'd be so funny if there was one for actually something that prevents you from eating shrimp.
There's like defenestration.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
exact word I was thinking of. Like, there's a
some other
whole ass
ones.
word for that.
Petrichor, the smell of rain. Or
It's the smell of dust after rain. Or the
you know
earth
what I
after
meant though,
rain.
because there's a word for it.
Yes. But you gotta say it right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people don't believe it exists. They'll be like, you can't smell the rain.
How dare you be?
You can smell the
I
A
before and
grammar
after.
redacted.
I can also feel it in my lucky rain elbow.
Oh.
It begins to twitch every time it's gonna rain.
I got a knee.
Are you sure your elbow doesn't just have rabies?
My elbow specifically
Rain bees.
and exclusively has rabies.
Yep,
Rain bees.
that's how you can sense it's going to rain, because it's afraid of it.
I am caught up with the joke now, and honestly, I like it less. I didn't think that was possible, but here we are. Oh goodness. Okay. Any other topics y'all want to talk about? What's on y'all's mind? I don't even remember how we got here.
Something
I'm
to do with
scared of Walmart drones.
Dude, they're like everywhere in my parents' neighborhood now. It's like you can't go outside without hearing.
It makes me really uncomfy.
I haven't seen any over here, but I'm also like inside when I'm at home.
Well, you can normally hear them from inside. You're probably just not close enough to a Walmart that has drone delivery.
I live smack dab in between two Walmarts.
Do they have drone delivery?
I have no idea.
Then I think you would know.
I promise you would know. It is impossible to not know. I mean,
Yeah, they fly into your window and like into your room and they scan you.
I just get delivered something while I'm at home. It just comes straight through my window.
They
It's like,
pick
"We're
you up like
here!"
a me in the me channel. Doot, 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 doot.
Oh, but
'Cause
seriously,
my
like,
local
I don't like
Walmart.
Walmart having a map of my entire neighborhood. That just makes me uncomfortable. I mean,
Um,
Google already has a map
I
of my
was about to
entire
say,
neighborhood. I understand that. But, like, I don't want Walmart specifically to have one. I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. The drones make me uncomfortable. Now
Yeah.
I sound like a particularly sexist bee, but you know what I mean.
what?
Drones?
Oh, y'all need to have a. We need to have a talk after we close this
wait, what
this
happened?
episode.
I'm trying to find out if
Oh.
my Walmart's do drone delivery still. What did I miss?
Nothing. Just more terrible jokes.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Jay, wow, RJ doesn't like the fact that I said I sounded like a particularly sexist bee when I said that I don't like the drones.
It's not that I don't like that you said that. It's just it's kind of like one of those wah jokes, you know, like
I was homeschooled. That
so was
doesn't just leave whenever, you're an adult.
I was not homeschooled.
Okay, I'm an absolute dweeb. That doesn't just leave whenever you're an adult.
can't confirm.
Same.
Kind of along the same lines as the drone thing, but not necessarily like map related. And from just keep this in mind too. I don't have any actual like source for this. This is just stuff that I saw on the internet. But apparently, Walmart can tell whenever you are going in to their store, or maybe it's not even just Walmart, it's just stores, because of like third party like data and whatnot that they've collected. But they can also tell whenever you enter the store because of their facial recognition that they claim does not exist. So if you ever see like digital price tags on things, they can change it as you go through the store. They'll change it per person.
That's
Okay,
wild.
that has not been 100% confirmed. However, it has not been debunked.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I was saying is I don't have any like confirmation that that's actually a thing. It's just something that I saw, and it's kind of scary because I believe it would be something that would happen.
well, and something that kind of backs it up is that they stopped putting prices on things like clothing or like things that would typically have tags. If you go in and you look at like the t-shirts or any of their clothing, there is no price tag on them.
Right.
And I was there today and I saw a cute shirt that I wanted, but I for the life of me could not find a price on it even though the tags were completely intact. And so you're supposed to go try to hunt down the digital like sign that would have the tag on it.
Yeah.
But half the time they're not updated, so you just have to essentially impulse buy, like without even thinking about the price.
Yeah.
If you want half the stuff there, so
it's like a mystery box. You get up to the cashier and then find out what the price is.
which
What's the worst kind
if it's a
of mystery
$15
box?
item, that's fine. But if it's a $45 item, it's not really that great.
Am I tripping, or did they used to have more of those pricing kiosks available throughout the store? Now there's like you're lucky to find one, and it's always in like a specific location if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a Target recently that used to have those, and I was looking around and I didn't see any anywhere. And I remember that it used to have them.
Yeah, because usually they used to have a couple of them scattered around, but the two that I remember the most, there was always one or two in the clothing section, and then there was always one by the toy section.
Yep.
And I don't really see them all that often anymore. And maybe that's just because I'm not looking for them, but I swear they're just not around as much. What?
I mean, I have looked for them, and they're not there. However, I will say, like, if their pricing on the website is accurate, you don't really need them, because you can always scan the barcodes using the app.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
what I was
just
going to say
more
next.
data that they have on you that doesn't come from a third party anymore.
Yep. Because then you're just feeding directly into like what you're interested in.
Right.
I had something interesting happen at Walmart a couple of years back. So we went in, Aaron and I, to go. I don't remember what we were getting. It was like one thing. So we were in the store like shopping around for a while, whatever. And we found what we needed. We went through self checkout, right? So it was something for Aaron, I'm pretty sure. So she had gone and paid for it and used her card, right? Because at the time we still had separate banks and whatnot. She used her card, and we had left, gone about our day, whatever. I saw in my email like the next day or whatever, an email from Walmart that said like, "Hey, how did you like this item? Here's more items like it." My email.
You know what that would be particularly bad for?
A lawsuit?
People fleeing domestic abuse.
Ooh, yeah. I don't understand why they sent it to my email at all. At the time, I didn't have a Walmart account, right? I'd never used my email with anything on Walmart. It wasn't my card. I was not standing in front of the kiosk, so my face wasn't there whenever I paid. The card wasn't even in my name, and I'm not sure why her name would be associated with my email account anyway with Walmart, but for some reason, I had an email about a purchase that technically was not mine, even though I was present for it. It was very strange. She didn't get anything in her email. It was just me. It felt weird.
That's weird.
Yeah. It was one of those like neck hair standity uppity moments.
I was recently watching an opinion piece on marketing. Now, it was specifically in the beauty space because that's more my area of interest. But it was the lady was commenting on how it seems like younger generations, like young Gen Z or Gen Alpha, basically expect to be stalked by stores and also lied to, essentially scammed at. And they also have we have normalized it to the point to where it is expected and okay for brands and stores to do that. Because that's just what stores do, TM. And I think that's really sad. But I don't think that is necessarily a wrong opinion to have, because it feels like that is kind of where everybody is at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, like, I don't shop. I don't do the shopping much. But, like, I have noticed the shopping. TM.
No,
But
I know.
yeah,
It was funny the way you said that.
Very
I do
British.
not do the shopping. I have gone shopping.
It's really
I wasn't
sad.
trying to interrupt you.
I completely lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
Oh. On the same note, AI.
Ah, yes. Yes. You want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'm curious as to what you want to say, because people have already heard me screech from the rooftops, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more so just, I don't even know. I don't, so I listen to a lot of music, right? So for context, we were talking about this earlier this morning in our group chat. I recently had to remove a lot of songs from my very expansive playlist um, because they were AI generated and I didn't realize. So I listen to a lot of music I listen to a lot of artists, and by that I mean specific songs. I don't typically follow bands as much. Like I don't like, oh my gosh, like My Chemical Romance or whatever. I don't follow bands. I listen to songs. If there are artists that happen to have multiple songs that I like, then I'll listen to them. But for the vast majority of my music, I just listen to individual songs. Um, so the problem is I gather a lot of music. I listen to my Discover playlist and new suggestions and whatnot. So I'm constantly adding new songs to my playlist and don't really think much of it because I don't really have a need to dig further than that on the surface level. Um, and there was this band that I discovered on YouTube a while back, and they had started moving their stuff over onto actual platforms. And I didn't think anything of it. They were cool. They were in a genre that I really liked. And a while in, I started questioning it because I started noticing patterns in these AI. I'm not going to call them musicians. These AI generated music producers, and it typically, for me, the easiest way that I can spot them is they have lots of single releases in like 2025 and 2026. And I say this a lot. That and then also their album covers are very obviously AI generated art. Like edgy anime figures or whatever the case may be. Anyway, so I discovered that this band was AI, and so I had to start removing their stuff from my playlist, and I started to discover more and more of these songs in my playlist because, again, they're from individual artists. So I had never bothered to look at like the artist page and the albums and whatnot. So the more I went and looked into them, the more I started realizing that they were AI. And then it occurred to me as well that I had been listening to these unknowingly for so long that it had started to affect my algorithm, like my music feed. So my Discover playlist was feeding me essentially equal parts AI music and equal parts actual music, but there was no way of differentiating between the two unless I took the time to go and individually study each artist and like verify if they were authentic or not. And that was exhausting, and also it felt kind of like I felt betrayed. It's I there needs to be more clear labeling for content creation or for AI content. Ethics aside, however you want to argue it, I don't care. It needs to be labeled as such. A lot of the image generators have like watermarks. And on social media, they've started adding like footnotes, like saying like this is AI generated, or like, this is marked as being AI produced or having AI, whatever the hell. But there's like nothing in music. There's nothing. There's no warning in the beginning. There's no watermark. There's no label. It's presented as music, just regular music. And I think that's the part that bothers me the most. I'm over it, and it's everywhere. AI is everywhere now, and it's so frustrating. It's just invasive of everything. And it's just been slowly taking over and seeping into everything. And like now it's in my music, and like my music is like my safe space. It's like where I can relax and unwind at the end of a day, and helps me get through work and helps me focus and whatever. I use music for everything, and so now it doesn't feel safe. Feels like I've got music paranoia now. Like I've constantly got to be like double checking my music to make sure that it is in fact real and not AI generated. Very frustrating, and I'm very sad that I had to remove, because I liked a lot of these songs, right? And I know that there are a lot of people who are of the mindset that, oh, if it's good and you enjoy it, then what does it matter? But like, that's not the point. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it had me questioning a song I added recently. I was going
Yeah.
to try to check, and I'm looking on Apple Music. All of the music they have on Apple Music is 2026.
Yep. See,
Their
it's
YouTube channel was created in 2019.
yeah.
So they might be
They
legit.
might be legit and just only recently started posting stuff on Apple Music and Spotify and whatnot. I don't know.
Have they been releasing like full albums since 2019?
No, it's mostly covers.
My guess, because what I think happened with the band that I initially discovered off of YouTube, because they had a similar thing. Because they had a full album from like 2019 or whatever, and then there was like a long break, and then some other, things trickling through, and then in 2026 they've had like a new single release every like, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, whatever. I've stopped keeping up with them, obviously, but I think what it is I think it was an actual musician who was like a part of a band and started using AI tools to like, just create his own music. I think that's what happened. I think it was not necessarily just completely AI generated, but was like assisted.
Yeah, the
But
path to the dark side.
yeah, but regardless, it was just like, it was annoying to me. I don't like that they're not labeled as such. I don't like having to question it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of the annoying sons of bitches that is the not only ethical argument type, but just like efficacy argument type. Like, okay, so in case anybody doesn't know, I graduated from IT school, like a specific program that is nationally known for IT professionals. And I graduated in 2020, late 2020. When was that? 2023-ish? And when I graduated, that happened around the same time the mass layoffs in all of the major tech companies were happening for their help desk personnel specifically because of AI. Now, in case you don't know, many entry-level jobs for IT are help desk. So I was SOL out the gate, right? And of course, I didn't manage to break into actually getting a job specifically in IT, because I languished in unemployment for about a year and a half. Not for lack of trying, more than 300 job applications in.
Right.
Only to move into customer service, which I actually really do enjoy customer service. Even on hard days, I find it enjoyable to help people. But guess what? They were trying to get rid of customer service agents using AI too. Here's the problem.
Wild.
AI makes really, pardon my language, but really shitty customer service agents. Just in general. So the company that I was working for before this one started trying to use AI to do my job, and it was doing so poorly that we lost just as many interested people as we gained in our service. I have seen firsthand, actively, how bad it is at doing anything, right? It was supposed to aggregate data for the company that I worked for, and it did such a poor job at aggregating real actual data from the data sets that we gave it that it started causing the people who worked my job to have poor performance reviews because they relied on AI to give us our performance reviews.
Oh, God.
They started using AI to create quote unquote training videos for me and my team. And in those training videos, I will bring this up constantly because I think it is absolutely ludicrous that a corporate level entity did this. But they sent these AI training videos to us without double checking them. And the AI video called me cringy for being too nice.
It said that?
Yes.
I remember
Like, legitimately
I remember
called me
this, yes.
cringeworthy.
Like you specifically?
Yes, because it was trained on my calls.
Oh, that's
So-
actually so funny, though.
If I were any other person, that could be an HR nightmare,
Yeah.
right? Because that's straight up insulting your underling, essentially. And so I went to my boss and I was like, hey, I want you to know that this straight up called me cringy for the one thing that I have been praised for the entire time I've been here. So, yeah, you might want to go and listen to these. Of course, he never did. But yeah, it's guzzling hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. Yeah, it's plagiarizing and stealing from artists, which obviously is a horrible, horrible thing. But also, it's shitty. Period. It doesn't help. It doesn't do anything useful. What you might think it's doing useful, it's not actually, because you're not actually digging into it. So that's where my opinion is. Even outside of the obvious ethical issues, you are going to run your business into the ground if you let that thing go any further than surface level.
Yeah. Yeah, my job is trying to incorporate an AI system because they've been working on new computer systems to replace our ones. They've been in the process of building these for years now, but they're now trying to add a AI thing into it to do a couple of things. But because we deal with cars, right? So its primary role is going to be trying to analyze and predict the car market.
It's
as
not
well
gonna
as for
do well.
individual cars. So I imagine that will be just bringing in loads of money for us, and in no way will negatively impact our profits. But they're also trying to incorporate it in as an assistant / interface for customers. And I do not understand why any job keeps trying to put AI in front of customer service reps. I understand it helps take the front end things off and reduce employees, which seems like the opposite thing that we should be doing, but that's a whole other conversation. But as somebody who just recently has had to be dealing with so many of these things, it's unbelievably frustrating and just undesirable as a consumer. I've been dealing with a lot of these big companies after moving. I've had a lot of issues with various things, including my phone carrier, my internet provider, our previous apartment, whatnot. All these big entities, big conversations, right? And things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But anyway, so I've had to be on the phone with these places multiple times per week at this point. Just recently, I had an issue with my phone bill, and I needed to get that resolved. So I called and had to go through the whole, tap and dance. What was the phrase?
Song and dance
Routine to get through the phone system. And I, of course, get dumped into an AI system. And they're like, "What can I do for you?" And I was like, "I need help with my bill." And they're like, "Okay, can you explain your problem?" And I tried. It was like, "Do you want me to get you connected with a human to, help you out?" I was like, "Yes." gives me to another AI system who is gatekeeping me and gaslighting me. I'm telling it, I'm basically screaming at the top of my lungs to transfer me to a representative, right? And this thing just keeps insisting that it is just as capable as a human and can help me with whatever I need. And so I'm basically begging on my hands and knees to talk to an actual human being. And finally, after 15 minutes of arguing with this AI system, it finally let me speak with a human, which, by the way, I had to go on hold for however many minutes in between that as well, because I could have been on hold that entire time, but instead was screaming at an AI system, which I probably didn't have to do, but it felt right, you know? Anyway,
Yeah.
I finally got that resolved, but it's just like, why? Why do you keep putting this? How is this any easier for anyone than just letting me talk to another human? Because guess what? I mean, they didn't solve my issue, but they did better than the AI did it. But I will say, the only time I've ever had like a good interaction with an AI assistant was at my previous apartment. They had some AI helper thing that you could like text with, and I would use it to set up what's it called, like maintenance tickets, and that actually made it a lot easier than going onto the portal and like filling out the whole thing. I could literally just text it, just be like, "Hey, here's what I need done." It'd be like, "Okay, cool, made a ticket for you. Okay, cool, thanks." That's it. That's the only time I've like had a beneficial like interaction with an AI.
I think that is the only useful, like actual useful use case
Yeah,
for an AI.
I mean, it works.
Something concrete like that.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a exhausting thing to relive in my head.
I'm sorry.
No,
Understandable.
it's okay. It's not your fault. I mean, I wanted to talk about it anyway.
Me frothing at the mouth over here.
How about you, Jay? Got any AI stories? We got a little bit of time.
I don't have any necessarily like first-hand experiences, but I did see an article somewhere recently about. Yeah, I know. It was on Ground News, which not sponsored. I just follow them on Instagram because I trust them. But they're a news aggregate. Anyway, if you want to know more about Ground News, go watch somebody else's ad. We're not sponsored. They had found a number of articles and compiled them for a thing. Basically, somewhere in I forget which flight company it is that does air cargo, was in the process of trying like AI robotics on the ramp for loading the planes.
Oh,
That sounds bad.
Which I work for, an air cargo company. That is, or maybe currently my job. Which
not for long, bucko.
Everybody's like, oh no, it's taking over office jobs, but the manual labor jobs, no, they're not. No, they're not. Don't you let them. Don't.
Don't.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Don't let them make you think you're safe if you work in manual labor, because you're not. My hair's falling in my face. I feel crazy. But like,
do you remember that Amazon robot?
Yes, the one that I'm playing.
That was like, yeah, it fell over dead. That was funny.
I've also. Go ahead.
Yes.
I've been watching a show called Pantheon recently.
Ah, yes.
Which all this talk about AI and similar-ish premise, it's a whole thing. Don't go watch the show. I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, it's feeling very, very Pantheon right now.
Yeah.
Have you actually heard what some of the CEOs for these major tech companies like say about AI and people's jobs that are affected.
No.
No.
Straight up some Lex Luthor-ish.
Oh God.
I'm not even joking. Like, they sound like supervillains. And people are all like, "Oh, well, they're just, like that. That you're overreacting." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if somebody says something along the lines of, "I kid you not," yeah, sure. I mean, it'll probably end the world, but that seems pretty cool, right? I mean, we're doing pretty cool stuff along the way. You would stop and you would think about that a little bit, wouldn't you? I believe that was OpenAI CEO that said almost exactly that.
That is not surprising.
I just, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay, I understand we live in the age of apathy, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm allowed to be concerned about stuff like that.
Imagine your last day alive, and it's just the army of Chat GPT bots that are going and mansplaining something to you as you die.
Lord.
I've seen this meme repeatedly recently, but it's the last human on Earth going to change the wiki page on humans to the humans are to the humans were.
Oh,
That's
actually really
sad.
funny.
Wow. How very, what's the term? I can't remember the term. I have too much snot in my brain.
That's fair. Well, we're just about out of time. Jay, you got words for us?
Well, I can try.
Oh.
Let's see. What do we got? Let me think. I didn't write this down. I'm not Aiden. I'm not. Okay. These words. And New Orleans, hot dogs, monkey fist. No. Thank you.
The pause, I couldn't tell if you were done or if you had more, and then it was just, no.
No.
That's all I got.
Boy. Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe we'll plug it into Chat GPT and see what comes out the other side.
I will bite you
I'm
hard
kidding.
you will lose whatever I bite.
I'm kidding. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us, and happy brunch again to Varna in Bulgaria.
Happy brunch, Varna.
Yeah, make sure you to subscribe or to follow or whatever the button is on whatever platform you're listening on, and see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Dude, I really need to send Aiden the words for this. 'Cause